Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now before I get started, I just want to give a massive thanks for all the support on my previous video. It really means a lot. And since you enjoyed that Star Wars map so much, and with the release of the new Star Wars movie just around the corner, I thought why not make another Star Wars themed map. So today, I will be building a CR90 Corvette, as seen at the beginning of A New Hope. To start off, I'm going to be making the frame of the Corvette using the ring gallery. This step is extremely important as it will determine whether the proportions of the ship will be correct. I'm building this to be about 2/3 scale of the actual Corvette, which is still big enough to fit the interior of the ship inside. Now that the frame is finished, it's time to start adding the panels that will form the exterior shell of the ship. I'm using a combination of white doors and white blocks to match the color and texture on the Corvette. To create the two conical shapes on the front of the ship, I have to use an advanced building technique to make it look as seamless as possible. To add the red detailing to the ship, I'm using compressed neo-tilted benches as it matches the color nicely and is more textured than the red cubes. When creating the turrets for the top and bottom of the ship, I tried to match them as closely as possible to the ones seen in these reference images, and then copy and paste the top one onto the underside of the ship. Finally, to finish off the front section, I add some missing details to the side and front of the Corvette, using some mechanical props that I found in the Dusty Depot gallery. Now it's time to start working on the midsection. After realizing it was slightly too small, I increased the width by 1 tile to make it proportional once again to the rest of the ship. Using the same white doors and cubes, I built the 2 panels on the top and bottom of the ship, and then copy and pasted onto the other side. When the panels were in place, I continued to build the windows on the side of the ship and fill in the gaps between the panels at the front and back of the Corvette. As you can see from these images, there are escape pods on the top and bottom of the midsection, so I made sure to include them. The exterior walls between the bottom panels didn't seem very detailed, so I decided to add some white doors which also gave it a nicer texture. Finally, to finish off the middle of the ship, I created these fins, which can be seen in this picture, that link the midsection to the rear of the Corvette. Alright guys, it's time to finish off the exterior of this ship. Here you can see me building the airlock tunnels and sensor array tower branching out from the center of the Corvette. To add more detail to the side airlocks, I used the same mechanical props that I had used when I was detailing the front of the ship. To conclude the building process of the exterior, I started to work on the engines, making sure that they were perfectly proportional to the Corvette and making them as detailed as possible to make them fit in with the rest of the ship. Building the interior was going to be a huge challenge because it was extremely compact inside the ship, as you can see from these shots, with most of it being only 2 tiles wide. So I started off by concepting what the corridors inside the ship would look like, taking a huge amount of inspiration off images and videos I could find online. When designing the rooms inside the ship, I made sure to include some of the more iconic ones, such as the bridge, conference room as seen in episode 3, and the corridor that leads to the escape pods. Finally, to completely finish off this map, I wanted to add some vehicles to it. So I went about creating a custom A-wing and pasted in some X-wings from my previous Star Wars map. These vehicles were then also placed inside the hangar that I built for the pre-game lobby. And after all that hard work, the map was finally finished. Alright guys, the codes for this map are down in the description for you to go and check out. And remember, if you're visiting one of my maps, please use my code MakaMakes, as I get a percentage of whatever you spend in the Epic Games store, which goes a long way in supporting me. That concludes this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure to subscribe.